Welcome to the biggest show in the world, Sports Bettors TV.
You are listening to the biggest show in the world. It's Tuesday. What's going on, people? How's everybody doing out there? This is Rob the Mad Hatter, feeling pretty good today. And I got my boy, The Dream, on the line. What is going on, my brother?
Nasty Kansas. The haters came alive last night after they sat the whole damn game on the edge of their seats, praying for me to catch a loss.
That's what happens.
Kansas was winning 3/4 of that game, by the way. So I'm not really feeling that bad about my Kansas pick. Under certain circumstances, and had I been the coach, they would have won the game. But you guys keep hating on me. Don't worry. I'm gonna win tonight. I'm back in the game tonight. I'm winning tonight for sure.
Definitely. Well, you know what? I tell you right now, man. If I had one of the most stomachache nights ever, it was because of the Louisville Cardinal, man. Let me tell you something about that team. I am so done betting them. Even though I won, I'll take the win, but I will never, ever bet Louisville again, period. Dude, did you see? You must not. When you and I were texting back and forth, you must not have been watching the game, bro. Were you watching the game?
Okay, guys, let me just tell you about Hatter last night, all right? One thing I hate is when the team is losing and when we got it, is to just be sweating you. Just sit down, relax, and watch the game. First of all, Louisville has played that ugly style of basketball for the majority of the season. Every time I've turned them on, I've seen them nail biting in a dog fight. They did the same thing with Miami. They were down even more than that. For some kind of reason, I don't know how he does it, Patino gets them guys to just dig in at a point at like the 6-minute mark in that second half. It's like they dig in and everything just falls right for them. I don't know how they do it or why they do it. Nonetheless, I got Hatter hitting me up. Dude, I don't know why I took this bet. Dude, do you see them? They're playing like ass right now. Dude, are you watching the game? You can't be watching the game. I'm like, dude, oh my God, please just be quiet.
Son. Because you know what? And I wasn't mad at you. I was mad at myself for betting Louisville. I'm like, I can't believe I took this team, man. Unbelievable. I mean, they were down 13. They were throwing the ball over everybody's heads, turning the ball over left and right. I mean, I think they had, like, more turnovers in the first half than they had points. It was really sad. Bad game for them. And then at the end, you know what, towards like the 5-minute mark, I kind of settled it down a little bit because they started turning it up on defense, and you started seeing how bad Georgia Tech really was. And I was like, maybe we'll get it. You're
talking about it, dude. I took Yale on Saturday, with Hatter. Yale was down like 20 points. He never got a peep out of me. Not one text from me saying, yo, dude, what the hell is going on? But of course, Hatter last night had my phone blowing up with a bunch of picks. But hey, whatever, it's all good. We were able to get Louisville to work. Unfortunately, Kansas fell short. I know a few of you guys were on Kansas. I know my man, the kid, had Kansas State yesterday, and he wanted to, me to give him a little shout out about that. But he didn't want to shout out the other day when he got smoked. But we'll give him a shout out about it anyway. You know how the cappers do. They want to always talk about the wins, but never the losses. I was the first one in there apologizing for my loss yesterday when I did blow up, though. On the other side, want to say big ups to the Immaculate Geeks Picks. My man OJFB, what's happening, brother? Ben's out there. OJFB's out there. Bartholomew Swaggert's out there. Sleepy J, thank you for coming on yesterday. Hey, and the under that Sleepy J gave out yesterday on the show, that was dope. I was on that too as well. I put that out along with my tweet, along with my money line parlay. I love that under, and that under came through magnificently. Phillies Picks, what's up to him? Dank. Deeks Picks, Jason Guerrero's out there, the champ. Vince Parker, Papa Smurf, LVCC, Premier Sports Company, winning pick, Rick Lopez. Good morning, gang. Let's get into it.
Yes, we need to, man, because we got a lot of games on the ticket to talk about today, my brother, as usual. But the card looks pretty interesting, to say the least. What you think about today's card, brother?
The matchups, the college basketball matchups for tonight are a little bit volatile. It's gonna be some slow singing and flower bringing.
Dude, let me tell you something. I did well last night, and I did well on Sunday, and I may just have to kind of relax a little bit tonight because I'll tell you right now, dude, listen, I really, literally, and I don't play huge numbers, guys, but Louisville literally gave me a headache watching that game. I was like, oh, just because I was so mad about taking them. So I might have to just chill a little bit, but I'll let you kind of drive a little bit, see what you like, and maybe I'll jump on some
crazy
stuff.
Matchups. I think I do have one stellar play that I love that me and Hatter talked about yesterday. We spotted it 2 days ago. I got a stellar play tonight on the ice that I'm looking to cash with. Yesterday on the ice, I was leaning Devils, and the Devils beat the Coyotes. But I told you guys, you know how the Coyotes do me. It wasn't something that I really gave out. And the Red Wings and Duck game did go over, as that I seem to be on with my hockey totals lately. So hopefully some people listen to that. We had the Devils won 3-0. We had the Ducks 4-3 over the Red Wings. Over on the NBA side, we did. The Heat did beat the Sixers and did cover by 1 point, which was an interesting game because the Sixers were in there behind for the majority of that game. And I want to say midway in the third quarter, the Heat pulled ahead and then took it all the way to the house. The Pelicans beat the Raptors, which was a little surprising to me. And I would keep my eye on the Raptors because the next game that they play, I see them winning and winning probably big. So we'll keep an eye on them for their next game. The Bulls beat up on the Bucks, which I did like the Bulls yesterday, 87-71. We had the Rockets, which was our 5-star play yesterday. The Rockets over the Timberwolves, 113-102. The Sperms lost to the Jazz, dude. Surprising.
Told you about that Jazz team, man. They're defensively they're really scrappy, and they're not that horrible, man. So I
don't know if it's the Jazz or if it's the Sperms, though.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
I think
the Sperms might be done.
You think so, huh?
They might be just too old, man.
Pop will turn them up in the playoffs.
I don't know if they could turn them up, man. There's some old legs running around there. The scheme might not be working. I don't know if the chemistry is right anymore for them as far as age may just have caught up to that team. We'll have to keep an eye out on them, but they are not. I don't think we're going to have to worry about them making up too much noise in the playoffs this year. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on them.
You got Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan Stick. That's pretty much it. You know what I mean? As far as old. I mean, you still got, Kawhi Leonard's really young.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But you just named three. You named three of their top guys. Dude.
Yeah, but you know what? But I'm saying though, they could bring in the bench and do a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, they're team ball. That's what they are.
No doubt, definitely. But I think they're team ball, but they thrive off of those guys as their ringleaders. Tony Parker really fuels that thing, and if he's just not doing it and contributing to 22 points a game, if he's not able to give them that, they can't find that scoring anywhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel
Then you got Manu in the second unit. If he's not able to provide them, 12 to 16 buckets either, maybe you could take that down to 10 to 14. It's a problem. Trying to find, a replacement for those numbers are a problem because they're still going to feed those guys their minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So if you're not producing your numbers, but you're still getting your minutes, it's a problem, offensively. But I ain't going to write them off yet. Let's take a look, see what they do. It ain't time to, you don't call the white flag up yet. The Nets bounced back and beat the Nuggets 110-82. Celtics 115-110. I did like the Celtics yesterday as well. And the Grizzlies, surprisingly.
Yes.
The Grizzlies beat the Clippers last night, 90-87, and the Clippers screwed up the end of this game.
I'm feeling Memphis, dude. I'm feeling them out of the West. I really like them. I like them as a future play. You know what I mean? I got to take a look at it and see. But I mean, to go into the Clips and go into going to Portland the night before and win both games is pretty impressive. You got to give it to them.
Yeah, it is. I definitely got to give them some big ups for that, as they did do an excellent job with that. I don't like I said, the Grizzlies. I like the Grizzlies. I've always been a fan of theirs, but I'm just worried. Like I said, they're missing that one extra scorer that I need for me to really, for me to give them the nod. On the college basketball tip, we did have Louisville beat Georgia Tech 52-51. We had Xavier losing to St. John's 58-57, which was a absolutely fantastic game. You talk about the other game being an awful game. That game was a good game.
And that was an under game. If you took the under in that game, you were laughing all the way to the bank, man. That never even came close to going over.
Yeah, you were. Kansas State beat Kansas 70-63. And if you had Kansas State, congratulations to you. What else do we have here? Those are about the only games of note yesterday. We did have the Marist game. Our guest did give out Marist, and Marist got beat up by Manhattan yesterday, 67-54. So that did not work out in our favor. Other than that, though, that was pretty much it on the college basketball tip. But we got a lot of stuff going on today. So
much.
College basketball matchups today are insane.
Yes. Look at them.
We got.
Go ahead. I got Clown Man Swag on here. C. Rodriguez Jr., Marlon Bluntmaster, Fayush Patel. I'm sorry, man, if I butchered your name. We got Jason Riley, WTF, Soccer Nation, Neil Cafferty, J. Rich the Mayor, Nicholas J. listening live. What's going on, Playboy? Mo, Dr. J, Josh Hood, AM Action's going to be calling in soon, and James Harrelson, just to name a few. What you want to do first?
What up, baby?
What you want to do first, my brother?
Hey, brother, go ahead.
Before you do that, though, I want to talk about Las Vegas, guys. Yes, you know we're coming. It's going to be 3 weeks from Thursday, and we got on the front page of our website, sportsbetterstv.com/Vegas. You can register for all of our events. We are starting to get busy. Let me just tell you, man, and I got to dude, I'm doing this all by myself right now, okay? It's, it's been a little bit of work, I'll be honest with you. My assistant comes in on Fridays, so, I got real life coming at me 100 miles an hour. I got my businesses. I got everything popping over here, okay? So I'm doing the best I can to get back to everybody. I'm going to jump on here tonight and really go through it a little bit more. I know I got a bunch more confirmation and PC numbers to send out, so be patient with me, guys. And as you know, we're doing our 1-year anniversary party at Beecher's Madhouse on Saturday night. $100, all you could drink all night long for the biggest show in the world's 1-year anniversary party. Now, we're not going to be doing the show there. We're just going to be hanging out and partying like madmen. You know what I'm saying? But looking forward to that and going to be rocking with you guys. We're going to be doing a couple shows in Las Vegas as well. So we want to make sure that you guys get in the door for the shows as well. So make sure you register on our page. So what you thinking, man? College basketball, NBA, what do you think?
Hey, let's go to the NBA side first. I'd like to go over in that direction.
Playing around with Minnesota for a little while there. They're up like 12 points, and then they let them go on a 10-0 run. I'm like, here we go. Here comes another stomach ache.
That Houston team's another funny team, man. It's when you look at how they're getting it done, you scratch your head a little bit. I liked Harden the best when he was coming off the bench in OKC. As the go-to star of a team, it's me personally. He's just not my guy. I mean, you guys might like him, I don't know, but for me personally, he's not my go-to star. Like Kevin Durant, go-to star. LeBron James, go-to star. Some guys you got, to me, they're go-to stars in the bench. Harden just isn't that guy for me. But, he's getting paid like that guy, and he's in that position of that guy. And I guess they've been somewhat successful with him. So, but as far as reading it and understanding it, I haven't been able to figure that team out, completely. But I did think that they were going to get it done last night, which they did.
Absolutely. And, they're without, Dwight Howard, obviously. So,
big deal.
Is he coming back this year? When's he coming back?
Hopefully not, ever. Hopefully he just disappears. I mean, a major disappointment, that guy. Some guys you just wonder, man, people would kill, for certain positions in life, to do certain things, to be able to, just be, so when you're 7 foot tall, 7 foot tall or bigger, all you need is about a smidgen more of talent, and you're probably going to get in the NBA and make a lot of money just because your sheer height alone with no other athletic ability. And this guy, you would think that, he'd really put his heart in it, and I don't know. You guys, if you guys think his heart's in it, then okay. But as far as what I've seen out of him in his career, it's been about everything else but basketball. It's been about, being in videos and, having fun and, whatever else that he's into. But it's not been about, working on your game and getting your skill. I mean, even Shaq worked on his game. I mean, Shaq was the dunk monster, yeah. But even he worked on his game and worked on some of his stuff to get his teams, to make his teams better. I just don't feel like Dwight Howard's heart is really in basketball. It's like, I don't know, he wants to be like a celebrity or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. But we'll see where it ends up happening. I mean, guys, if you have that information on if he's coming back or not, because I have some really skewed information on my side. So let me know about that. But Harden did have a good game last night. I mean, he's the reason why we won.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
Well, he better. He's all that's there. They paid him like $1 billion to go there, so he did what he was getting paid to do.
Clownman Swag asked me if females are allowed in our events. What do you think?
I
no,
don't get it,
yeah, no, just guys. That's it. Son,
keep asking questions like that, Daddy.
What you think?
Asking why you're not coming in none of the events. Why the Dream has put a lookout at the door for you and said no. You're not with us.
Hey, big shout out to Jay Cast, Eddie E, RT, Total Sports Edge, Frank Vic Collado, P for Prez, and Buster Carr. And Buster Carr and I are following each other on Facebook, and it just sent me a notification that it is his birthday. So happy birthday to you, brother. So,
Big Buster, what's up, player? Happy birthday, man.
All day. All right, so looking at the NBA card here, my man, we got my boy and Cleve coming into Detroit. And the line is anywhere from Cleveland minus 6.5 to 7 with an under-over of 205 to 205.5.
They've been on a tear. I don't know why you want to go against them now.
No, you don't bet against them. Hell no. But I'm just saying, are you going to take them?
I kind of like them, man. I like them in this, even though Detroit has a little bit of steam because they won a couple of games, but the Cavs look like they, trying to really, turn it up a notch and trying to really, show their tail this season in the second half of the season. So, personally, I kind of like Cleveland. The point, does that spread not bother you?
It bothers me a little bit. I think it's kind of nasty.
It's like too little, right?
That's what I'm thinking, man.
That's what I'm thinking too.
I don't know. I think we gotta investigate it a little bit more here and see what's going on. But let's see. Cleveland is 35-22, 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games. I mean, you got to throw the Knicks game in there, so call it 3-1 in the last 4. How about that?
Right.
Cleveland 6-2 straight up in the last 8 games on the road. Detroit is 23-33. 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games, and 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 games at home. So maybe that explains the little light line there, brother.
Okay.
But I don't see my boy losing.
I don't either.
So maybe we'll take a look at it.
Get rid of the points. Get rid of the points.
Yeah,
Get rid of the money line.
Dude, listen, guys, I'm going to tell you again. I mean, look at Louisville last night. Everybody was giving points. You guys were giving. And by the way, my man Sleepy brought up a really good point that we have an advantage doing the show in the morning because these lines, they're just coming out the night before, and they're kind of like, a lot of the favorite lines aren't as thick as they will be at game time. And he was right, dude. He said that he expected that Louisville line to jump. Dude, it went from 4.5 to 7 by game time.
Right.
So, you know what? I think we have a little bit of an advantage here in the morning, betting favorites and stuff like that. So we got to take a look at it and see how these end up. And we got to watch these lines a little bit, guys.
Oh, definitely. You always got to keep your eyes on the lines. We've had multiple guests come on that do nothing but watch the lines, which sometimes I think maybe they should watch a few of the games, but which would help. But always got to watch the lines. And like you said, that Louisville line did shoot up. And I didn't expect it to go that. I didn't expect it to shoot up that much.
Yeah, well, you know what? A lot of people jumped on that.
Yeah.
So,
but Louisville is definitely missing, I think his name is Jones. Louisville is definitely missing him. And I don't really see Louisville going real far in that tournament. I got to be honest with you.
No way, kid.
All right, okay.
Not even close.
Okay, all right. I'm in agreement. We're in agreement to that.
I mean, what I'm saying? If anybody wants to throw a future on Louisville or the Bulls, please just send us that money so we can, make a video and tell you how crazy you are. Because neither one of them teams are doing anything, man. Let me just tell you about that. No way in hell. So let me clear this up real quick. So Clown Man's asking me if they meet females out there, can they bring them? And you know what? That's not such a bad question, brother. I'm going to fall back on breaking your balls a little bit. You know what? I'm going to talk to my contact at the MGM. I'm going to say, listen.
Man, you ain't being no female. Unless you got a few $100s in your hand, ain't no girl working with you.
He's got a good point, though. You know what I'm saying? He's got a good point.
Man, I'm playing. Listen, I'm just joking around with you, man. Nah, why can't they bring a female?
Oh, yeah. No, here's the deal. All females, no matter what, whether you're registered or not, can come into our events. How about that?
No doubt.
All right? Because you know what? The nation is mostly men on here. So you know what? This is an open invitation to any females that want to come to the biggest show in the world's events. Be my guest. Because we'd love to have you. Absolutely.
No
so
doubt,
I'm going to clear that up.
Hey, Clown Man, I'm just playing, so don't get all sensitive on me. You know I'm joking around.
He knows we're kidding around with him. All right, man. So let's go to the next one here. We got Indiana coming into OK Sizzle. And OKC is minus 6.5 to 7 points. Under over 204 to 204.5. This is a game that you should really look at here with Oklahoma City. I mean, they're playing really good basketball, brother.
They are. They're playing excellent basketball. I love Oklahoma City tonight. It would be nice if we had Kevin Durant back in the lineup, but he's not going to be back, I don't believe, tonight, as he had his little foot procedure, which they keeping, kind of hush as to exactly, what he did, the timetable for coming back, and whatever. But you hate to see a big guy like Kevin Durant having a foot injury right now this early in his career, by the way. That's a little bit of a red flag. So hopefully, he's able to, rebound from this and, get back healthy again. But it's bad at this point, this early in his career, at his height, with a foot injury. It's just not a good look. But anyway, back to the game.
Yeah.
The Pacers are coming in town. The Pacers have a little bit of momentum as well, as they won a couple, but they played – they're not like they beat the cream of the crop teams. I look for OKC to win this game tonight. 7 is probably
where it should be.
I think 7's right there.
I think it's right on the number, brother.
I think it's right there. 7's right there. I don't see a problem with that line. I like to get rid of that, get that to a money line, as I always like to do. But I have no problem taking Oklahoma tonight.
Oh, man, I'm just having fun. I'm having fun on Twitter, guys. Listen, you know what? If you're not on Twitter, all right, and you're one of our fans or friends, jump on it, because you know what? It's like a party every single morning with everybody on here, man. I'm going back and forth. Oh, man, just having an absolute.
I see Papa Smurf out here. Papa Smurf said it show up with 10 dudes. Talk about, these my boys, let them in.
Oh, my God. So much fun, man. So much fun, guys. And you know what? I just can't wait to party with all you guys, man. We're gonna have you think we have fun on the air? Yo, we're here in Connecticut. You guys are all across the globe, and when we're all under one roof, it's just gonna be, dude, it's gonna be a circus.
Hey,
put it that way.
Y'all talking about meet girls and bring girls in the show? Don't be surprised if you show up at the show and y'all can't get in because me and Hatter got the venue packed with girls. Because you know how I do.
Oh, my God.
It'll be a wrap.
Oh.
It'll be, I'll check y'all out Monday. They be like, yo, Dream did like one show, went up to his room with like 20 girls and then come back. We didn't hear from him till Monday. Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable. Wow, what a show today, man. Already. Damn.
No,
Crazy it is. Oklahoma, back to getting money. Oklahoma is winners of 6 straight games. Oklahoma City 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games. And they're 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games at home. So I kind of like them again. Even though Indiana is 6-1 against the spread in the last 7. Not bad. They're not playing bad either, but on the road, I think you're good with OKC, but I don't know if I'm going to bet the game, guys. It's just kind of a lean on me. You know what I'm saying? Might be tough. It's probably going to be a stomachache game. I'm trying to find games that are not as stomachache-y. So looking at the next one here, we got Toronto at Dallas, and the line is anywhere from pretty much 4 all across the board. 205.5 is the under over here. Dallas, Toronto. Oh, wow. That's a game I don't want to get my money anywhere near. How about you, Jimmy?
I don't want to get my money near it, but I need the Toronto Raptors to bounce back after this awful start, after the All-Star break. I hate to go here, but I think the Raptors are going to win this game.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, I do. I think they're going to, everybody says that they're a little overrated, and I guess maybe tonight I'm going to find out whether they're overrated or not, but they're in a position where they really need to win bad. The smarter choice is definitely to wait for them to get back home to get that win, or at least probably play a team a little bit, less qualified than the Mavericks. But you got them plus 4 points right here, anywhere in that number. The Raptors plus the 4. I think this isn't a bad shot, as I think that that they may come out and they may be able to run a little bit with this Maverick team. And you got Rondo back in the lineup for this Mavericks, and I don't know how that chemistry is working for them still. I don't know if they figured it out and they've got that working together. So this might be a game you might see the Raptors go in there and sneak. I'm kind of leaning Raptors in this game.
You like them, huh?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Man.
Because they got to stop the bleeding. And the Raptors, I think they're a good team. I mean, I agree that they were a little overrated than they were playing, at the beginning of the season. But I still think they're a good team.
All right, we'll take a look at it and see where it goes. But are you not going to bet it though?
I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, let me stop you there, brother, because after last night, I don't know how you could take a game like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
All right, so let's keep it moving. But that's all the NBA that we have. We're a couple minutes away from my caller calling, but maybe we'll jump into start breaking down some college hoop before he calls. What do you think about that?
I'm with it.
All right.
We could go to. Yep, I'm with it. Go ahead.
All right. So, you know what I love too is all the people that during football season that were crying about basketball.
I know.
I love it. Hey, you know what? Welcome to the biggest show in the world. We are talking about everything here, and you know what? During football, we wait for basketball. Now it's all basketball. So that's just how we roll, and that's the format of the show, guys. So I hope you're happy with it, man, because I'm really kind of feeling the way we're doing this right now, to be honest with you. So going through the matchups here, let's see, Dream, why don't you break down Akron and Buffalo, please?
Okay.
Come on, man. Come on.
Well, I really
bring the
think
knowledge.
This Akron team. Well,
Here's the deal.
This Akron team.
Oh my God! Wow, we're clowning today, man. Having an absolute ball.
They might not even be able to get the game. It might be so because right now, and this is what I love because. Global warming is like watching the Lion and Sharp Money. They said that global warming is happening. Meanwhile, it's like minus 5 degrees in Connecticut.
Right.
So I'm like, how is global warming happening?
Unbelievable.
We're having the coldest, snowiest winter yet.
All right. Let's see here. Let's move on to here. So we got going down a ticket. Let's just talk real quick. Top 25s. Got my caller calling any minute, but if we're talking about something else with him, we'll jump back to the college basketball. Make sure that we cover this and the amazing hockey card we got tonight for the Dream.
Oh yes,
because the Dream is you already know the Dream is drooling all over the place with the hockey.
I am. I'm gonna have to go to the ice now.
All right. So we got Providence coming into Villanova tonight, baby. So we got looking at this. Villanova is a 10.5 point favorite tonight. Minus 599 on the money line. Under over 138.5 all across the board. And guys, on our website, like I said before, if you click on a team, we show you the best lines first. But if you click on a team, it'll show you all the lines. Looking at Villanova, man, I know that you love this team.
That's my team, DeVille. I love DeVille. I love DeVille, but I'm going to tell you guys, do not take the 10 points because Villanova has been setting you up to take them minus the spread in like their last 4 games by covering. So don't do it.
Looking at Villanova,
playing the money line. Continue to play a money line. Continue to tease them. Don't get caught up in them points because they will end up having a tight game right when you think, oh, they're gonna blow them out. Providence is a formidable team. This is Big East matchups. These teams know each other. The programs know each other. I love the Villanova in this spot, but I'm not giving 10.5 points no matter what. I'm gonna just give I'm gonna money line Villanova, and that's that. And yeah, Villanova could definitely blow them out, but they could beat them by 2 points too. I'm taking Villanova in the money line.
Okay, and we got Villanova's riding an 8-game winning streak, 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games, and 8-0 straight up in the last 8, and 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 home games as well, man. So Villanova, I mean, if you've been betting them with the spread, you've been cashing. If you've been betting them with the money line, you've been cashing. 25 out of 27 games, as a matter of fact, you've been cashing with Nova on a money line. But I got my man AM Action on the line today.
Yo. Good morning, sports batters. How are we today, guys?
Oh, we're fantastic, man. We got like a circus show going on Twitter today, brother.
No, it's all comedy today, baby. Listen, right off the bat, Ken Darn unit, I don't know how you guessed it. Buffalo minus the points. Akron's point guard does have a coke problem. His girlfriend just broke up with him. Lock of the century. I'm just joking. I'm joking on that one.
You're holding that play right now. I'm putting it in.
No, put it in right now.
No clue on that game. Stay off that game. No idea.
Oh, man, what is going on? How you doing, man? We're excited to have you back on, brother.
No doubt.
Same here, brother. Same here. Lots changed since last time. We got no Tiger Woods. A-Rod's back in the game. We got Floyd Mayweather coming up versus Pacquiao. Everything's looking good.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Dream, Dizzle is on Pacquiao.
Oh, good. You know what? Oh, my God. I'm going to the bank today. All right? I'm going to the bank today. I'm taking out a home equity loan on the crib, and I'm putting all of it on Mayweather.
Dude, I heard him.
Only about, 35, 45 days away from everybody bitching and moaning about starting pitching, sucking, and guys not hitting, and relievers blowing it in the ninth.
Oh, yeah. Baseball's coming. Baseball's coming, baby.
Already started yesterday talking about the baseball plays yesterday. I heard the kid was in there, Scott Weaver. The kid is Scott Weaver. They can't wait for baseball. And Dr. Dan, too.
It's a fun time of year. Except for the fact when you go outside, you're frozen.
Absolutely, man.
I love baseball. It's 10 minutes of excitement wrapped into 3 hours.
Dude, it's -2 degrees here. This sucks.
I know.
Everybody go outside, burn tires. We need more global warming.
Yes.
Hey, you know what the worst part about baseball is, though? Because anybody who has kids, you have to put your kid, your kid has to play Little League. It's like the American thing, you know what I mean, for a young kid. And the Little League baseball games, it's like watching grass grow. The kids are out there playing in the dirt. They're sitting down Indian style in the grass in the outfield.
Yeah.
The umpire's got to stretch the strike zone out just to get the game over with.
I know. They're swinging at the ball like 4 or 5. God forbid you have to have that doubleheader because it rained or something on the last 2 games. You're like out there for it feels like you're out there for 8 hours getting eaten up by mosquitoes.
And you always got that 1 or 2 kid on the bench that is only going in for 6 outs in the field, 1 at bat, and of course, when he goes in there, it's crucial time of the game. The ball gets hit right to him, and you lose.
Definitely,
all the time. I know. It is something, man. It's something.
That's all right. That kid usually grows up and goes to an Ivy League school or something. He'll be fine later on in life.
The only cool thing is there's always that one hot mom that her old man is like at the bar, and she's got like 18 kids with her. She's got 18 kids with her in the stroller at the game, and she got shorts that are like 8 sizes too small, and then all the other moms are pissed with her when she shows up. They're all sucking their teeth and mad. She should know better to come to the game like that. You're like, why?
Come on, it's hot out. She can't wear all those clothes.
You know what I mean? At least she's there with her 18 kids.
Oh, my God. My man, AM Action. So what are you getting involved with these days? Are you doing college hoop, NBA, hockey? What's up?
Oh, man, I had a bet on cricket last night. I'm not joking either. I'm actually getting real. I'm starting to like tennis a lot now too. Women's tennis is a little easier to see than men's tennis, but college basketball for sure. That's consuming me. But a little bit of NBA here and there. Hockey, I can already guess what Dream's going to be on tonight. You don't even have to say his name.
You don't even gotta listen to him.
He's going to I guarantee you what he said, 2 days ago? I'm going to eye that up. I guarantee you it's the Islanders, and he's probably going to put them in a money line parlay with the Predators. Am I right? Is that it? Was that it?
No, I actually got something better than that today.
Damn. I thought that would have been it.
Hey, you're close, though.
Better than that today.
What is it? Phoenix is on it back-to-back, though, too. And now they're at the Island. They're at the, up in Nassau, that crappy arena, man. They're going to move that team to Brooklyn.
Oh, they are. They're working on something to get them out of there anyway. Yeah, they're definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Especially after the season that they're having this year.
Definitely.
But, hey, listen, before we get too deep into it, first off, happy birthday, Buster Carr. Happy birthday, brother. Last time I was on, it was my birthday. Everybody showed me a lot of love, so everybody showed him a little bit of love today. Also, for all Twitter gambling out there, another thing. This just happened like 2 weeks ago. I didn't even know what was going on. My boy, Mr. Satan, he was like, yo, you got to go check this out. It shook me. One of our boys, real cool guy. I haven't interacted with him a lot, but anytime I have, he's been absolutely stand-up guy. U_mad_bro 42. You mad bro.
Yep.
That guy, oh man, he just had a little daughter born into this world. She had a real serious medical procedure. All the positive thoughts, all the thankful, all the prayers, everything for him. Thank God his little girl made it through. You know, as a little community here on Twitter, you know, we all fight sometimes. We all yell at each other, whatever. You know, keyboard warriors and all that stuff. But we should really come together and do some kind of like charity thing or something. Everybody's got what, $50 a unit? Just put one unit towards a real good cause for one of our own or something.
Oh, that's great, man. You know, our thoughts and prayers are out. Obviously, I did not know about that situation, and I'm glad that you told me. So I'll definitely reach out to him. Absolutely, brother.
Neither did I. That's when life gets real here. We do this every day in and out. We give crap about a game or not. We get all furious because some kid missed a bucket at the end of the game and blew the spread or whatever. But that's real life there for one of our own.
Okay.
So God bless him. God bless all the things. I don't know how to do any of these online charity events, but I would definitely.
Definitely, man. Definitely. So, yeah, I'll have to reach out to him, definitely, because I am following him. So I'll definitely reach out to him after the show is over.
He's always been a stand-up guy, man.
Yep. Cool deal.
I'll PM you after the show. But, yeah, all right. And then, on a lighter note, college basketball today. Yeah, I've already got a couple locked in. I was looking at it last night, and I do love a couple plays for any of the listeners out there. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, just so you guys know, AM Action is like us. He's not a handicapper. He's a gambler.
Not a handicapper.
He's a gambler out there. So who are you gambling on today, my brother?
I love the spot that Auburn's in. You got LSU coming off. They're probably their second biggest opponent, the one they circle after Kentucky in the SEC, has got to be Florida. And they just played Florida at home. They came out smoking hot, looked great on national TV. You know, every Joe Blow saw that game and it's going to turn around and say, oh, LSU's going to blow out Auburn today. But Auburn catching 5 at home when LSU might be in a letdown spot. I really like that Auburn play.
Yeah, you got 5 points and over 152.5. Wow. That's a lot of points for a total in college hoop, man. I mean, I know Auburn just let up over 100 against Kentucky, but it was Kentucky. And they were on the road. But now they're home. You know what? I have not watched much of Auburn other than the Kentucky game to take a look at them. I've watched LSU a little bit. I like the way LSU played, with a lot of heart versus Kentucky. You might be onto something here, brother. I might be honest with you here. What do you think, Dream?
I'm playing the letdown spot on LSU. They're going to be a really good team next year. They got a real awesome recruit. I think he turned down Kentucky to go to LSU. But next year, absolutely. They got a real good team. They're going to dominate the boards. But I think they're going to get a good offensive effort out of Auburn tonight. Okay.
All right, man.
Yeah, I'm going to stay clear of that game. The LSU team, man, they're kind of hot right now. And I would say that they're I think they're in the tourney, but they're not a shoe-in. So, they need to be. They don't need losing to Auburn ain't going to help them get in. By the way, you know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't say Auburn money line. I said Auburn plus the 5.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to ask you to clarify that. Yeah, I'm glad you did.
I could see a close game there.
Yeah, looking at this. Go ahead.
If I took two, like let's say I put, and see, I'm not doing parlays. I'm trying to stay clear of parlays. But if I had done like an Arkansas and UNC parlay or something, I might dabble with like an Auburn money line just to get the odds good. But I'm really not into the parlays. I like straight plays, catch a good number, win one, lose one. That's it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm looking at.
I hate winning that one game and then resting on the other one, and boom, there goes a waste of a game that you just won.
Have you looked at any of the statistics and trends and stuff like that with these two teams yet?
Yeah, that's why I think LSU should dominate the boards. But I see, at home, neither of these two teams score a lot. They're in the mid-60s. So I think LSU's averaging a little bit more, maybe closer to 70. But that's why that total up high, it's a little odd. But that should also catch your eye, too. So fishy like that.
Yeah, let me take a look at that, as a matter of fact. I'm glad you brought that up because, Auburn is scoring about 68 points a game where they're letting up about 72, where LSU is scoring 73 and giving up 67. So I don't get that line being that high. That line is kind of crazy, no?
Well, they're telling you, hey,
52 and a half.
Free money to take the under. That's why I think the 5, you might, this could have, you might raise the percentages just a little bit on whether they could tie and go into overtime. Maybe there's something to do with that. Maybe the percentages are just a little bit higher or something.
You look at Auburn's home offense. They're only scoring 73 points a game, I'm looking at the highest possible scoring thing that would come out here, statistic-wise. LSU is 71 points on the road, and Auburn is 73. So even if you add those two, and that's the highest thing I can find here, that puts you in the 140. So I don't know, man. Maybe a underplay might be the move here.
Odds are, Vegas isn't, odds makers usually aren't 10 points off. So if it's 10 or more over with the, trying to catch my eye.
Kind of crazy.
It's either over or nothing for me on that one.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. But,
over, huh?
Well, I like Auburn a lot, but I don't know. I'm just kind of mess. I don't want to win half of a play just because I bid it on the over under.
Yeah,
but,
I got it.
Yeah, if I look at, I'm looking at it. If I see something that's 10, 12, 15 points off, that starts making it fishy. Like, oh, that team should kill them by 10 points, but why is the line only 2? That's fishy.
Yep. Okay.
So I start thinking the other way with that.
I'm going to really dissect that, dude, because that being that far off, there's something I'm not seeing, and maybe you guys can help me out with this. Maybe one of the big defensive players is out for one of these teams or something like that, but there's something wrong. Any way I add these up, divide them and stuff like that, scoring-wise, defense-wise and stuff like that, I can't get this 152 number. I just can't find it. So maybe I'm missing something, but hit me. Let me know.
I'm looking at it. I think you see a slow first half at LSU. Auburn comes out running, gunning, and LSU plays catch up the second half, and the defense kind of, gives a crap, and Auburn just trying to run away with it. So.
All right, my boy Marco Spagnuolo is telling me the Auburn line is inflated because of the damage Kentucky did. Well, yeah, that was Kentucky, though. You know what I mean? So we'll see where it lands. I think I may take a shot with this game. I don't know. We'll see where it ends up. But what else you looking at, brother?
I was really loving West Virginia because I put Texas in the same category as Virginia and Louisville. Big defensive teams that have trouble scoring the ball. And, everyone's going to go into the tournament thinking, oh, Louisville, Virginia, they can't score. But when you only have 3 days preparation after Selection Sunday and then you're playing on Thursday, you cannot prepare for these defenses that they are playing. These are 3 of the high, Texas plays a really good defense as well. Louisville, Virginia, those first couple games, those teams had no time. It's like trying to prepare for Jim Boeheim's zone when you never play it. And some teams in the Big East have been playing against it for 15 years, some coaches, and they can't get it down. So 3 days, I just don't see it. I don't think either. Those 2 teams should be, Virginia, Louisville, they actually should be pretty safe first round or 2. No problem. Their
Yeah.
defense is just going to take care of it. But when they get later on, that scoring issue is going to come into play, in my opinion.
Of course.
So I was loving West Virginia. Then I was looking, and I see a lot of recent history with Texas. Texas, I think, won the last 3 straight up. You know, I got a problem with who's going to score other than I think Staten for West Virginia. But I like West Virginia at home. I'll take Bob Huggins. Bama, I like Bama over South Carolina. I just don't have any faith in South Carolina this year. That team's on its way out. Creighton, I like Creighton versus DePaul. And I put two little small ones on New Mexico and Utah State.
Okay. All right, New Mexico and Utah State. My boy Bruno Betts is telling me that the last time they played each other, LSU and Auburn, it was 81-77, 158 points scored.
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right, hey, you know what? Maybe maybe they're looking at that. You know, so
they know each other. They're just going to run and gun, try to go for the wins. I don't think you're going to get a strong defensive effort out of LSU tonight. I don't see them having their A teams back to back like they did with Florida. Not that they can't win or won't. I just think you're not going to see the same defensive effort that they showed on Saturday.
I'd like to see where the money's starting to come in on that total. You know what I mean? I'd like to see where people, where the initial gamblers are starting to bet, because I'd like to try to get an idea where that line's going to go, whether it's going to go up or down. So
I think if it was inflated too high and you saw sharp money coming on, you're going to see it fall under 150 real quick. But if you see 60-70% under, and that line stays the same, you're going to see it creep up a half point to a point in the last 20 minutes before the game starts.
Yeah,
that should tell you enough right there.
Cool, man.
That's what I would look at, and I'd either stay away or I'd just, hey, what was my first instinct? Go against it.
All right. All right, cool,
Pretty
man.
much.
Got you.
I mean, when it's one of those, it seems too easy, you either got to take the other side.
Yeah, I know. Definitely been there, done that 100 times in the last 20 years of gambling. Let me just tell you about that, kid.
How easy did the Spurs look last night for everybody?
Oh, the Spurs, dude, I don't even know about them, man. I mean, we've been talking about them and just trying to figure them out, and Dream seems to think they're too old now. Dream, what's up?
I had the Jazz money line last night.
You did?
That was strictly because I mentioned him in the past, AC Sports. He's got that degenerate tracker, those degens, those bad pay gamblers. They lined up 17-0 on the Spurs last night.
Unbelievable.
So that was just, hey, anytime it's that big of that's a trap. You're trapping.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's for those. Hey,
yeah, I like the
Spurs by 4.5.
I like the Spurs in the beginning of the day when I was looking at it. I actually thought the Spurs were at home. Then when I saw they were in Utah, and then Hatter had reminded me about the Jazz and the toughness of the Jazz. So it was a game. I still thought the Spurs would win, but it wasn't something I was getting involved with financially because it just wasn't, to me. It wasn't a necessity. But I would have never taken the Jazz. I would have never taken Jazz money line. No.
Look at I lost on a few last night. But I lost on Marist last night. I won on K-State, and sometimes, that's where you just got to throw. Look, even if you hate it, throw $20. You bet $100 in the game, throw $20 on the money line. See what got.
Right.
Yeah, I like that style. I know a lot of people that do that style. They'll take that and throw a little bit on the money line. I know a lot of people have been successful doing that too.
I gotta tell you, I would like to tell you, I'd like to recommend that you watch the West Virginia game tonight. I'm not saying that West Virginia can't win this game and win by 4, but after watching West Virginia against Kansas, and I know it was against Kansas in a game that I swear that Kansas should have beat West Virginia too. That West Virginia team, I struggle with them. I know they're somewhat good defense, and I struggle with defense. People saying basketball teams that are good defensively, there's a couple little ways to get around that, not getting in your half-court set, pushing the ball, hard, out the break, off the rebounds, pushing the ball off the floor really fast. That can get you some quick baskets offensively, which you never let that team get, really set up in their defense. And in basketball, it's one of those sports too. If one of your good shooters gets hot, even if you got the greatest defense assembled, if he starts draining baskets, it don't matter because he's just going to put them in the hoop. So sometimes I think defense with basketball can be a tad bit overrated. Just a tad. But this particular game here, man, this Texas team, I know they're very talented, even though they haven't really played up to their talent so far this season. And they are trying to they are in desperation mode at this point. I really don't like the spot for West Virginia, and I actually think Texas can win. I think Texas is going to win this game tonight.
I can see that, and here's the thing. This is a 2-part bet for me. Actually, a 3-part bet. But anything I lose on West Virginia tonight, I am putting it right back on Kansas, Bill Self, after a loss. And there's some trend, I think it's Gilmo, 574. He got a trend out there. Bill Self, after a loss, teams cover first half. I think it's first half and full game. But I'm just going to come back and double down on that. So it's a two-way bet. If I lose tonight, fine. I don't think Texas is a very prominent team. I think they're a 9-8 seed. I don't think they're any better than that. They're 17-10 right now. West Virginia's at 21-6. I think that boost. They didn't have a letdown after Kansas. I think that boost is just going to keep them going into conference and everything. So that's my play. Is Texas loses. And Texas goes 1-1 between West Virginia at Kansas this week. And if I lose on West Virginia, I'm coming back doubling down on Kansas.
Okay.
And I'll get a better line if Texas wins. If Texas wins tonight, I'll get a better line. I'll get a couple points off on Kansas.
Cool deal.
But I'm already looking forward to Saturday with Texas. It's a 2-part play for me.
Nice, man. Nice. Guys, this is my man, AM Action, calling from over here on the East Coast with us. Dude, you got anything, anybody you want to plug or anything before we close out? Because Dream and I got to get to the ice, kid.
Absolutely. Here we go. I got AM, that's called so AC Sports 23, Mr. State 10. I'm always DMing with them back and forth. Profit Playbook, Jonathan Rock, these guys I've been DMing with a little bit. These guys are sharp. Every time I have something in that I think is like, that's the sharp angle, whatever, they DM, and 20 minutes later they're like, hey, I'm looking at this. What do you think? I'm like, all right, just put it in, man. Great eye. So those guys is a nice little group. You always got your group chat that you talk to. Big shout out. Diner Mafia. Guys gotta give him a follow. Guys gotta check him out. I think he just he just brought up the service recently. Guy's got real good info. He's got the play. He gets him out early, high volume, but you're getting him around. You're getting him around this time. I mean, he gets him out early, so he's trying to get you that save you on that line, that point or two. You look back at later in the day, and instead of seeing -2, you're seeing -4. He's that's where you're gonna find out. That line's gonna move. So he's been real big help lately in college basketball. He's been killing it. He knows the soccer. He's got that pitch down real well too. My boy Ghost Fake Killer. He is wrecking tennis. I will absolutely 100% say he is wrecking tennis right now. And I know you guys, everybody on Twitter, sometimes everybody goes back and forth. Everybody, you got disagreements about this and that. That's what it is. Everybody's competitive. If you're not competing, you're not trying. If you lose passion in this game, you're not competing. What are you even bothering betting for? What are you trying to do?
Gotcha,
I know,
brother.
I know. Dream and him were going back and forth recently. Dream, you were going back and forth with. You were going back and forth with a couple of Cubs recently too.
Yeah, no, my thing is always, and I have no problem. Guys don't like my style. People in general, either people love me or hate me. That's my personality. It's always been that way. Some people don't like me. I got a big mouth. I'm arrogant. Some people don't get this. Some of this is entertainment, and some of this is fun, and some of this is part of my real personality. But here's the thing. When we have this format that we have, and we've got this community that we've built, in this little thing that we've got our stamp on, my thing is, everybody can disagree, but there's a certain line of respectability that you have to maintain when you want to, when you disagree with people. The name calling and stuff. I'm kind of too old for that at this point.
Civility goes out the window quick on Twitter.
Exactly.
Very easy.
So, right, and that's my thing. I got no problem with no one. And then the other thing that I don't get is, obviously, everybody's got an opinion and multiple styles and multiple opinions and multiple ways of life is what, fuels it's the American way. There's not just one burger joint. There's 8 million burger joints doing it their way. There's not just one church. There's 8 billion churches all doing all kinds of different stuff. So there's not just one way to gamble. And just because I don't agree with your style doesn't mean that I'm an idiot. It means I don't agree with your style. And if I say that I don't like what you're doing tonight, doesn't mean that I think you're an idiot or you're wrong. It's just saying I don't like it. So, I mean, if I'm
styles is coming into it. That's what I think. A lot of I can't speak for nobody. I'm not speaking for nobody.
Right.
I'm just assuming. I think there's a difference in styles. Like I said, recently I have been avoiding 3-team parlays, 2-team teasers, and all that stuff. I've just been trying that, changing up.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That's
just trying a little. I'll be honest.
Right.
I played a couple huge juice money line tennis plays recently, and that's okay. I'm not looking at that like it's like you can look at that a couple different ways. You look at like you're gonna get burned soon, and well, you gotta accept that too. You can look at like, hey, I'm taking a money line on high juice, and the probability goes a lot higher. The probability for getting that win is supposed to be a lot higher than kind of like 52%, coin flip situation with college basketball where some kid could miss a free throw at the end, and there goes your bet.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the odds, and I broke this down, dude. Like I said, I mean, the Dream and I have been doing this a long, long, long time, probably longer than some guys that are on Twitter are alive. And honestly, we found what we like, and we found what works best for us personally. And what we do is we just share what we like personally with everybody, and we hope that some people maybe just. Either would, I don't know. I mean, some people like it, some people don't. At the end of the day, it's all about beating the books, period.
No
That's
doubt.
what the whole package is about. And when I play straight plays, I get blown up. And when I do money line parlays, I win. And when I do futures, I win. So, you know what? I just adjust my style a little bit as I go, and that's it.
And you know what the other thing is we never call nobody out. You never see me on here saying, "Oh, look at that awful play you just. Oh, that's not. Why'd you do?" You never see me on here doing none of that. It's always, "Oh, good looking brother," or "You'll get him next time," or "Brush it off." You ain't never see me call nobody out or talk trash about nobody's style ever.
Now, 100%, you guys have been nothing but absolutely positive the whole time. That you guys, the whole time that I've known you guys have been positive. The passion, that's what makes. The show in the morning, I don't even hear the music in the background. I'm on the phone right now, but I know, I know there's something good coming out.
Yeah.
And it's just something that, I didn't have to wake up to, or nobody, all the listeners, nobody had to wake up to, 5-10 years ago or something like that. You turn on, I think for some reason I clicked on like a Brandon Lang, whatever his daily thing. I couldn't get through 10 seconds. That guy was just, Jesus Christ, the hell are you doing? You use bad product here. You get yourself off the screen, put somebody else on yourself, try that. But, it goes back to styles. I think what maybe some of them were coming at you guys for was, let's say there's new gamblers and they were by themselves. Now they found this and now they're tailing you. Like I said, admittedly, I tail. So, if all gambling was, and I'm not saying anything that this is what anybody does, but if a new gambler comes on, and let's say they look down the sheet, like last night, and they say, what's the easiest mismatch? Spurs. Let me money line the Spurs. That's not going to get you very good in the long run. Now, like you said, you didn't have the Spurs money line last night. You knew to avoid them because you follow basketball enough. I saw you kill it last year in the playoffs. You know what you're talking about with basketball.
Right.
So if you're going to take a money line par or a money line for a 7-game series, you're not afraid to lay that because you're pretty confident that you're on the right side. Now it's just if somebody new or somebody that's not familiar with the sport but wants to tag along, if they don't know and they start stepping out on their own, they could get burned pretty bad. But that's their own fault. Everybody's got to be a little bit responsible here with gambling. Too.
Every single day we come on here, we say that we're just we're a couple gamblers just discussing what we're doing. All right, we don't charge anybody a dime. I think a lot of people that charge people get mad at us, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. They're welcome to come on the show. People, how many days a week do we have people that charge? You know what I'm saying? We let them come on the show and say their piece. So, I think, at the end of the day.
The first time I ever called in, I said, listen, first off, I'm responsible for whatever I submit. If I put something in and it lost, I'm not going to go back and go complaining, it shouldn't have been for that much, or, why were you on that side? It looked so easy to take the other team. Well, that's part of gambling is if you're taking what seems like the easiest side, you're falling into that trap I talked about a show or two ago, last time I was on, about Vegas puts those lines out to trap guys like me. That's exactly what those lines are offered for. The more games that are offered, the more you're probably going to want to bet, the better chances you're going to have of losing long term. Money management.
That's it, brother. That's it. Guys, this is my man AM Action here with some real talk all the way from the East Coast. Kid, we appreciate having you on. We're already at the 10 o'clock hour, man. We still got a bunch of stuff to go through. But
listen, guys, it's been almost a year now. I remember I came on a long, long time ago, back in July or something. Yeah, July 28th or something like that. You guys' first year anniversary party coming up this Saturday, I think, right? You said?
No, 3 weeks in Vegas.
3 weeks. Yeah, but the party you guys are throwing.
Yeah, it's
up in Connecticut.
We're not throwing a party in Connecticut. We're throwing it in Las Vegas.
Oh, you're doing it?
Yeah.
All right. I was about to say, don't make drink and drive. Call Uber. Use Uber out there. Everybody get your Uber up before you get out there. You don't want to be doing something stupid, renting a car and doing something stupid out there. No. Everybody, though, it's been a pleasure. You guys stay positive, keep positive. You guys always are. You guys are, it's fun. It's entertaining for guys in the community to be able to get up and listen to something that's tailored and catered to them. And they have their own choices to make. You want to play it, play it.
That's it, brother. I'm not asking one person to take my place. I would never tell any. Every once in a while I get a couple of my boys on here that say, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to tail you." And then you know what I do? I tail them sometimes just out of respect. You know what I mean? I do that, back and forth a little bit. Just have some fun, and that's what it's all about.
Speaking of that, you know how many guests have come on this show, giving out their stuff and talked so well, and we felt great energy, and we got on their plays with them and took them, and maybe in some cases bombed, and the next day said, we just fell a little short tonight.
You guys! It was a running theme where it was like whoever came on, their plays were going to get smashed that day. I guarantee you.
That was the curse.
I'll be down money tonight. On the show, just take the opposite.
But we didn't jump on here the next day like, oh my God, what are you doing?
He went 0-3 for us. He's never coming back. That guy don't know what he's talking about.
I mean? Some of the cats in here that's come out. Some of the cats in here that's come after me, if they had the format of the show, they will be wrecking their cats.
Everybody's got to learn. Everybody take a step back and realize that you're here long term. Look at it long term. Quit judging people by 1 day, 2 days. Quit. I try not to celebrate too much because, hey, if you won before, you should expect to win. Where'd you put the bet in if you didn't expect it to win?
Oh, got you.
Hey, and some of the people coming at me might need to adopt my style based on some of their numbers, cuz.
It is funny when you see some real numbers put out there.
You shouldn't have no time to talk about nobody.
There's some bad records out there, some terrible records.
Definitely.
Some money that should be refunded, but guys,
thank you so much for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
Guys, thank you for giving me the time to come on and talk to listeners. You guys have a great day. I hope everybody makes some money tonight. I think this week is going to be very profitable for some college basketball people out here. Guys, God bless. Love you. Take care. Thank you very much. Hope to see you guys in the future.
Right back at you, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely. Pleasure.
All right.
Take care.
All right. Dream, you ready to break down the ice, kid?
Let's go.
Yes. And, what my man was saying basically is that, everybody's got different styles. And, guys, there is probably 10,000 different ways to bet games, okay? I mean, literally, there's teasers, there's pleasers, there's bird cages, there's money line parlays, there's straight plays, there's buying points down. I mean, there's so many, okay? Figure out what you like. You don't got to do what we do.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Do your own, do you. we'll do us. And, hey, we just hope that we can all learn from each other and make some money. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man. And, like I keep saying, anybody that doesn't like what we do, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Turn it off.
Focus on your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's
turn
it.
Us off
That's
and go
it.
listen to the fan.
Yeah.
Listen to Fat Mike. Call Fat Mike up and tell him how bad he is, and watch him go ham on you.
Yeah, right. All right, Dream. So, you know what? For the guests, we're going to extend the show a little bit here. We're going to go into some hockey, and then there's a couple of basketball games I want to finish up with at the end.
I do too. Yeah, I definitely want to get a couple right.
All right, so go into the hockey.
As far as the hockey's concerned, guys, we are on a major play today, and it is going to be the Chicago Blackhawks tonight to bounce back after 2 losses in a row. They've got a weak matchup. They're playing the Panthers tonight at 8:30 p.m. We are on the Chicago Blackhawks, but we are definitely going to check our goalie first, make sure the goalie's there. But I think the Blackhawks bounce back. We watched this game. I think we started looking at one yesterday.
Yes.
Morning.
Yes.
Yesterday morning, we started talking about this game and looking at it in the morning, and we are definitely a big fan of the Blackhawks, and we're on them tonight.
Chicago, just real quick, Florida is above 500. They're 26, 21, and 12. However, they're 2-5 straight up in the last 7. 3-7 straight up in the last 10 games on the road, where Chicago is losers of 3 straight games, Dream, not 2. But Chicago is 5-0 in the last 5 games when playing Florida, so it seems like they got their number. So I think we're going to mess with this. And there was some other stuff that I saw here on the stream. Let me just take a look real quick. Yeah. Florida's got some really bad stuff going on with them. Florida is the 3rd worst power play they have the 3rd worst power play percentage in the league, bro.
Right.
So, we're going to take a look at that and see where it ends up. And Chicago leads the league in shots with 34.4 per game. They have allowed the 3rd fewest goals in the league at 2.4 per game as well. And they just got blown up in the last 2 games. They lost 4-1, and they lost 6-2 against the Bruins. So you got to expect Chicago to just be the better team here and win this game.
We're looking for Chicago to come out a little bit strong tonight. They should be a little bit overly aggressive, try to bully up the Panthers, get this win. They should come out the gate. I'm hoping that they come out the gate and score really quick and just gain the momentum from that and just take it to the house with this Panther team. Be careful. Make sure you like it as well. Don't just be following this blindly. You know what we say. This is something that he and I like a lot. I think this is a great spot. So I'm not even money line parlaying this with another team. I'm taking this Dolo because I like it. So you guys can get on it if you want a money line parlay it. I see my Islanders up there playing the Coyotes. That'd be a nice little spot maybe to put the Islanders with, as that looks like a formidable game, even though that Coyote team has been a nightmare for me. I have won against them, but they've been a nightmare for me. Predators are playing the Avalanche, and for some reason, the Avalanche play the Predators very tough. I do not know why, so I wouldn't go near that game. But the other game of note, like I said, would be the Islanders. If you need something to put this Blackhawk game to, you also might want to look at. The Bruins have been hot. The Canucks have been hot too. I'm not going to recommend that game either. I'm going with the Blackhawks. I like the Blackhawks. There's some college basketball that I like. Putting the Blackhawks with Villanova might work as well. Or you might want to take the Blackhawks and put them in a money line parlay and leave 2 spots open.
Or 1 spot.
Or 1 spot, right?
Because right now, Dream, it's minus 170.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
It went down. It went down a little bit, which is surprising. I thought it was going to go the other way. To be honest,
I thought it would go the other way too, but you know what? That's telling me we got to make sure we got the right goalie in. You got to check your goalies.
All right. Let's just see. There's a couple of other ones here of note. We've got, as you said, Arizona's coming into the New York Islanders. We got the Canucks going into Boston. Boston minus about 128. As best you're going to find. The Flames coming into the Rangers tonight. Rangers minus 175. You got the the Buffalo Sabres going into Columbus. Columbus minus 255 against Buffalo. It seems like everybody picks on Buffalo. Let's see. Philadelphia
17-38 player.
Yeah, I get it. Philadelphia going into Carolina. You've got Dallas coming into Winnipeg. You've got, let's see, Edmonton going into Minnesota, dude. You might want to, I don't know if you're taking a look at that or not, but Minnesota's minus 280, kid.
Yeah, you're right. I did see that at the corner of my eye. I'm more. I don't want to even mix tonight, to be honest with you. This is one of my spot bet spots where I'm just going to try to go a little bit crazy with the Blackhawks tonight and get a win and go to bed. And I'm going to probably load up on this game.
All right, cool. And guys, like we said, you don't have to tail us. We're not asking you to. Please don't. And when I get on hockey, it's been a bad slide. So you know what? Hey, just saying. Maybe you just might want to watch it and root for us to win. so we're more energized for the show tomorrow.
Definitely.
Let's just see what else we got here. So, hey, Dream, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if the Chicago Blackhawks fall down 2-0 and I'm not blowing up your phone tonight.
Yeah, don't blow up my phone.
No,
I won't be talking to you this evening. Because trust me, I'll be a wreck myself if they go down 2-0 out of the gate. Because I'll be like, oh no. Hey, real quick, back to college basketball, guys. I do like Villanova tonight. I like them in a money line situation. A strong lean in that direction. We got this Wisconsin-Maryland matchup, guys, and this is a very, very interesting game. Wisconsin is on the road going to play Maryland. Maryland is, remember, I know I've talked about Wisconsin not being athletic. Maryland is athletic, so this will be an interesting game to watch, especially to gauge Wisconsin in the tournament, because I think more teams in the tournament are more like Maryland than like Wisconsin. So let's watch this game. Keep an eye on Wisconsin. I get a little bit to watch it before the Blackhawk game comes on, because I'm definitely going to have my attention on Chicago Blackhawks tonight. But I do want to watch this game, and I definitely want to talk about it tomorrow. I don't have a side. I'm not going either way. I'm not leaning any way in this game. I want to watch it, but I'm recommending we all watch it so we can discuss it a little bit tomorrow. The other games we got of note: North Carolina's playing North Carolina State in a crazy rivalry that's been, it's like North Carolina Duke, NC State Duke, and it's like a rivalry they've been having for a while now. Very interesting game. Maybe a bad spot for North Carolina. Even though North Carolina's coming off their momentum of losing to Duke, then winning their next game, and now they should still be riding somewhat high. But this NC State team is pesty, and they're trying to make they're on the bubble, for getting in the tournament as well. They want to get in there. Don't have a lean in that game. And I know a lot of people are going to be on North Carolina. I got to tell you, be careful.
Yes, absolutely, man. Taking a look at this real quick, this Wisconsin and Maryland game. Just looking at it, Wisconsin is 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games. So if you've been betting them with the spread, you've been not happy at all. But their winners are 10 straight. So if you've been money lining them, you've been doing pretty damn good, I got to tell you.
And if you've been money lining them, you're getting killed because they've been giving a lot of money. It's cost you a lot of juice because they've been giving. That's the reason why they've been bad against the spreads. Their point spreads have been ridiculous.
Yeah, well, you know what, dude? I enacted the first half money lines into my style.
Smart.
And I really love it. I mean, look at Virginia the other night. that was the one stomach ache I've had since I put it in there, and they were up by 1 at the half, but I got it. So, but looking at this, the Maryland Terps are 1-7 against the spread in the last 8 games as well. So, I don't think that's that big of a line. I don't really like this Maryland team, but it's tough. Wisconsin's trying to keep that number one seed thing going on. So. I like Wisconsin to win the game. I see it being a stomach ache, guys, but who the hell knows? Wisconsin's just a better team than them. But if their shots aren't falling and Maryland gets hot, it might end up being a pain in the neck.
I'm real interested in seeing how defensively Wisconsin handles Maryland. And I expect to see Maryland try to push the ball up the floor and not let Wisconsin get set in their half court set. I know Wisconsin, if they try to go man to man against Maryland, and I know they usually this game. I really want to see this game.
All right. My man Fisherman Don is saying Crawford is resting tonight and the backups are in. Very interesting there. We got to take a look at that, Dream, and see where it's going. Looking at some of this other stuff here, you got Central Michigan, Eastern Mich. Pretty much a pick-em to +1 with Central Michigan actually getting a point, which is Central Michigan's a pretty good team, but both of these teams are pretty good. So you got Toledo playing the Northern Illini. Toledo minus 12.5. Maybe you get that as a first half money line or something like that, to
like that. I stay away from that game.
Yeah, that's Toledo, man.
Stay away from that
dude,
game.
They got me not too long ago.
This other game of note is the Notre Dame-Syracuse game, and I don't really know, I saw Clownman Swag in there saying, I know Dream likes Notre Dame, but he likes the money line, and guess what? No, I don't. I don't really like this game at all, because all of a sudden now, Syracuse seems to have a little bit of life. I know, it surprised me when Syracuse beat Louisville, but I know Louisville, that I think was the first game when they lost their score. Then they come back and they lose to... Syracuse lost to either Boston College or Pitt on Saturday. I can't remember which one because I think Pitt. Boston College and Pitt are the same
Pittsburgh.
team. Even though
they lost to
say that again,
they lost to Pittsburgh.
They lost to Pitt. Okay.
Yep.
So now, I mean, in Notre Dame, they make me scratch my head too because just when I thought I figured them out, they put in a shaky performance as well. I don't know how Notre Dame's going to play against the zone. Notre Dame obviously should win the game. I don't love it. I'm staying away from it. Another game I'm just going to, try to watch because I can't get a feel for neither one of these teams. When I think I've got Notre Dame figured out, they smack me in the face. But I do have this other team figured out. I did hear somebody mention that they were on New Mexico, but this Boise State team, man, they've been good, and they've been good at home. And I don't see New Mexico really – I don't see them, doing too much to Boise State at home. I see Boise State winning this game. It's a late game, so everybody will be scrambling there in case they go down with some of the earlier stuff. I like Boise State to win this game, and yeah, I would money line them.
Yeah. All right. So let's close this thing out, man, because I'm trying to look at. I just don't really see anything too appetizing. I mean, you got Boston College and Pitt. Pitt giving 8.5. Which you said you think these are like mirror image. Pitt is really tough at home, though, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Pitt is like monsters at home. Just real quick, let's break that down real quick before we close out of here because I think that a lot of you guys are going to want to hear about this game because I have a feeling that a lot of you guys are going to be on this game. Taking a look here, what time does the game start? The game is a 9 o'clocker. So scrolling down, where are you? Pittsburgh and BC. BC is 9-17, losers of 8 straight games. Coming into Pittsburgh, and I got news for you. Pittsburgh is, like I said, they're strong at home. They're 18-10 overall, 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games, and 15-2 in the last 17 games at home. Wow, Dream. That might be a play.
Might be a play.
That might be a play.
Yeah. You might want to lean on Pitt. I wouldn't give no 8.5.
No. Boston College. Listen to this: 1-10 straight up in the last 11 games on the road. So you got a team playing amazing at home versus a team that can't win on the road.
Right.
I think that would be. I hate to say it, man. I think that's one of my favorite plays on the board, dude.
All right.
Just because of that, I mean, I got to look at some of the injuries and stuff like that.
Look just right at numbers and stats, and you ready? That's your favorite play on the board.
I'll put it out later. This is a lean right now. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, player.
Rocking
you know what I'm saying?
Capper style.
Yeah, this game is 11 hours from now, so there's going to be a lot that could change in this game. But just looking at it,
the only thing I want to tell you is this: if you thought Louisville was ugly.
Pitt just beat North Carolina at home, dude.
No. I know they did, but I'm just saying, if you thought Louisville was ugly, both these teams play. They look almost just like that with the way they play basketball. It's just ugly basketball.
I think I'm going to be giving Pitt out tonight. I don't want to say giving out. I think I'm going to share that with everybody. I'm taking that, but we'll look at it. So you're big time. Let's just let me get my closeout music here, and we will rock from there. But all right, dude. So great show today, man.
No doubt, definitely.
So what do you? So what's your favorite favorite plays of the day.
Listen, the favorite play of the day is the Chicago Blackhawks.
Okay.
All right.
And but you got to look at all the stuff first, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. We got to definitely check the goalie situation and make sure we know what's up, and we're going to check that at around, it's an 8:30 start, so I'll be back around, 6 o'clock. You guys will see my tweet out there. I'll put it out. This may be a DM play, as I may love it, but I'm loving the Chicago Blackhawks. Then I got some leans. We're going to lean with the Islanders because you guys know I like the Island to beat the Coyotes. I'm going to lean there. As far as the Pred Avalanche game, I might do something with the total on that, but I'll get back to you guys on that, a little bit later today if I do. On the other side, college basketball, I'm leaning Villanova, and I may join you with Pitt, maybe.
Okay. I think we need to talk about that, but I think that might be a really good play.
Yeah, I'm leaning Villanova. I like Villanova a lot, money line, and I may add Pitt in the mix, and I could get swayed into Notre Dame, but I want to try to stay away from this Syracuse. I don't know. I can't bet with them and I can't bet against them, so I might go Boise State instead for a 3-teamer. As far as NBA was concerned,
my boy
was in the NBA.
Got my boy playing.
Got your boy playing. I don't love it, but I like it. And I like the rest. Yeah, no, I'm gonna pass on the NBA. It's definitely gonna be college basketball and hockey tonight.
All right, cool. All right, man. What you got to close out, kid? We're already we're 80-minute show today.
I know. It was all good. My man AM actually came in and rocked it, and we got a little talking. And want to say big shout outs to my boy Papa Smurf out there. What's happening, bro? Lou Silveria. We've got Moonshine Money, Nicholas J, Clownman Swag. Thank you so much, Clownman. As always, Clownman, I'm always clowning with you. So don't take any of that personal. My man Dallas Fan 602 is out there as well. We've got RT out there. We've got Ben out there. Hingle McCringleberry's out there. My man Philly Pix is out there. My boy Yato is doing his thing as well. We also have Smokey Rodriguez. We have Buster Carr, P for Press, Frank Vincalato, Total Sports Edge, and Jay Cass. We got my boy the kid who was back and forth with me a little bit on the DM tip. Bartholomew Swaggart is out there. Sleepy J that came on yesterday with us was dope. Damon Dazenberg, send a big shout out to him. Philly Picks, Dank. My man Deeks Picks, JG is out there. The Champ is out there. Vince Parker, LVCC Premier Sports Company, Winning Picks, Rick Lopez, Richard, Wicked Odds, VK, Vegas Girl 92661, Betting the Dream is out there. Urban is out there. The Queen of Odds, Spot Bet, Tony Enab, Nonstop Sports Picks, Jonesy is out there. Diner Mafia is out there. $, Johnny Flip Off, I see you. Average Joe Punter is out there. The Hockey Immortal, Jonesy, and so many more. Guys, Dream, thank you so much for listening and giving us your continued support. I'll be on a little bit later on Twitter, send you a little tweet, little shout out about what I'm doing tonight. If you want to get down, follow. If not, don't feel like you have to. And once again, always remember who you're with and make the most of each and every day because you cannot get this time back.
I'd like to shout out a couple of people I've been DMing back and forth. I don't usually go to the DM tip and talk about it, but I got Floater Rog, I got my man Champ, I got John Anthony, Papa Bear, Dollar Days are here, Almighty Oregon, Boston Bob, I got Handicapper Sports, Fred Courier, Josh Hood, Mario Martinez, my Costa Rica connection. Can't wait to party with you in Las Vegas. King of All Whites, I got Gruff, I got Vegas Bo, I got Jay Cass, Sir Mata, I've got Dr. Cash. What's going on? Dr. J, Rafael Esparza, my man Fan 8. Haven't talked to him in a minute with Loud Vapes. Got Capping Minds, Brian Barnes, Big Mac Better, Irvin, The Kid, Sebastian, TB Sports NV, Sean Harnish, Ben Diaz, Sin City Maverick, Al York, Damon Dazenberg, Andy Mack, Jordan Carr, Slim Daddy Wins, Sleepy J, and AM Action. Thank you for tearing it up, along with Bruno Betts giving me some stellar information today. Guys, we are Sports Bettors TV. We are the biggest show in the world regarding sports gambling, man. We are sportsbettorstv.com. We love you to death. Make sure for Las Vegas, make sure you bring plenty of females that will be getting into our events as well. As we said, we love you to death. Go out there and get that money. Take care.
Peace.